Okay, so guys, this is Becky Brosette. Thank you so much for jumping on this call. This is actually the first one that I've done of this sort, and I plan on doing it every group because I think it's beneficial for you guys to hear my thoughts on the containers, how to proceed from now, how to maybe maximize your planning time from now till Monday, and make sure that you're ready to begin on Monday because this weekend's going to be key to having everything in line and knowing where you're headed. So like I said before I started recording, I'm going to be running this group along with Aktya, and she is doing really, really well with the containers in Shakeology. And she did quarter force and she rocked it, and now she's doing hammer and chisel and she is killing it. So she is an amazing, amazing resource for you guys because she's done it. She's learned it. She's mastered the containers as well as I have. And we just want you guys to succeed. So, so she's going to be a resource in our group. And what we're going to do tonight is I have meal plans here in front of me of the programs that I know you guys are doing. And we're going to go through it. And I'm going to have you look at certain pages that are going to help you plan accordingly. And then if you have questions on my meal plans, we'll address that. But right now, it's just about getting ourselves started right. So the first thing I want to make sure is that when you receive your package, that you open it. Okay, I know that sounds funny, but sometimes I hear people that buy the programs and they never open the box. Okay, so don't be overwhelmed. That's the first thing. Yes, there's changes that's going to come. Yes, there's going to be, the first week is going to be filled with little hiccups and you're not going to be used to it and you may have anxiety. It happened to me the first time I used the containers, but I promise you and she'll confirm that within 7 days, 5 to 7 days, the containers start to become second nature and they start to make your life a lot simpler as far as what you're eating and what you should be eating and how much. So let's get started. And for those of you that are doing the 21-day fix, if you have purchased the All Access Pass, it is imperative that you are going through BOD and that you have selected the program. And with all of you, beforehand, we talked about what program. I made a recommendation based on your needs and goals. There's different levels in this group. Some people are doing 21-day fix. Some people are doing hammer and chisel. So, and country heat as well. So make sure that if you're doing all access, that you can log in, that you know where everything is, that you have selected your program, and that you have downloaded the materials. Also with the all access, you receive the portion fix. So you don't really, if you don't want to download the 21-day fix official eating plan, you can use the portion fix because that was taken from 21-day fix. So you should have your containers as well. Make sure that everything is there and that you have the right amount of containers. I mean, the booklet will tell you what you need, and you can easily find that online. The only container that's doubled up is the orange, that when you have two. But make sure that you have everything and that all your resources are ready. The second thing is that you read the book. That is the main part of this, is that you read the nutrition plan and that you start to understand what is entailed. The number thing that, the most important thing, I think, after you read the book a couple times is that you sit and you figure out what your caloric bracket is. Now, in 21-day fix, it's right at the beginning. It's going to ask you some questions about your weight, and you're going to do a calculation. And what that's going to do is it's going to tell you what caloric bracket you are going to land in when you start the program. And again, I'm going to use 21-day fix as the example. The formula for 21-day fix is found on page 4, and then you'll see this little chart. Every program has the little chart. So basically, it's going to tell you, based on your calculation, which one, I call them brackets. So you can write on top here 1, 2, 3, and 4. But based on your caloric the result of the formula, you're gonna look and see how many containers of each you're gonna have each day. Now I'm gonna do a little, and I'll probably post this video link in our group today or tomorrow, but I did do a video once about staying away from bracket 1, 1200 calories. I would be very, very, very weary to recommend that to any of you. That caloric bracket, what I've seen in the past is it may work initially, but if you're working out really hard, let's say hammer and chisel, you're even 21 day fix. Let's be real. I tried to do that for like 4 days when I did 21 day fix, and it didn't work. I didn't have energy. I was hungry all the time. It didn't work. And what I see happening is that women, especially women, are going into this bracket, 1200 calories, and they're doing it for long periods of time. And what you're doing as a result is slowing down your metabolism. And what it does is cause plateaus. Your body, you're exercising hard, you're not eating enough. And that means that your metabolism is saying, well, I'm not getting what I need in order to continue healthy weight loss and fat loss. So now I'm going to slow everything down in order to save what I need in order to perform in the workouts. And we don't want that. We want to be hungry. We want to speed up our metabolism. So for that, you need to eat. So if you run your calculation and it tells you that you're like 1300 calories or 1400 calories, I do not recommend going into bracket 1. I say go into bracket 2, which is 1500. That's where my home is. That's my perfect spot. I don't deviate from that bracket. It's perfect balance for me. And I am sure that if you're on the low end like I am, that bracket 2 is where you need to be in order to feel energy, to keep the cravings away, which is really important, and to stay balanced. So make sure, please, that if you run your calculations tonight or tomorrow and you have a question, post it in the group and tag me so that we can address that. And I will share that video with you, because I think as a country, I'm not gonna say the world because I don't know what the rest of the world thinks, but I know in the United States, we seem to have this philosophy that in order to lose weight, you need to starve yourself. And Beachbody and the 21 day fix and the portion control system is anti that. We are the opposite of that. What we're doing with these programs is fueling your metabolism so that you can stay healthy longer, so you can keep the weight off, so that your metabolism is firing, and so that you feel good and balanced and you keep the cravings away. So that's what it's done for me. And I'm sure that Axel will, she will confirm that it's the same thing, that right? You feel balanced when you eat in the right calorie bracket.
Yes, I was very lucky that I saw that video you were talking about I don't know, 4 days into the program. And, you know, it made a difference because I was starving myself, and that's not the idea.
No, it's not. And that's what leads to sugar cravings and cravings for carbs when you're out of balance with what you're eating. So remember, I always say fuel the machine. You're working out. You're like a car. I see our bodies like cars. Cars need fuel in order to run. So you need to fuel the machine in order to drop the weight, keep it off, lose the fat, which is what we want. Okay. So once you have, we're going to move on. So once you have your containers, you know where you're headed, right? You're in bracket 2. You know what you need each and every day. Now, what you're going to do is, what I would recommend is, the next step is going through each of the color-coded containers, and there are food lists inside of every single eating plan. And the way that these are listed is from best to worst, okay? So if you want to be real good, I would stay from the center point up. If you are just happy with, I'm pretty much eat from the whole thing. I'm all about the balance. I'm all about not driving myself crazy. So I like to eat from everything. But if you want to stay in the top half, those are the better ingredients. What I would do in order to minimize the confusion on week 1 is go through these lists and choose the 4 or 5 vegetables that you commit to eating that week, and then you can mix them up the whole week. That way you're not spending hundreds and thousands of dollars buying all these vegetables, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that way you can mix and match proteins. If you buy, let's say I eat a lot of spinach, which spinach is great because you can throw it in your Shakeology in case you need an extra vegetable. So I buy tons and tons and tons of spinach every week, but I eat spinach in my breakfast and I throw it in my lunch. I mix it in with my meat, or I mix it in even with beans. If like I have a Cuban style meal, a Latin meal, I mix it in with my beans because it's easier to get masked in the food. But I choose certain vegetables. I don't buy the whole list. I only buy the ones I like, and then I mix and match how I want to introduce them in breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So do that out of each of the containers. In the purple containers, same thing, from best to worst. You have berries at the top. The proteins are the red container. Okay, and you will memorize this, guys. What I suggest is that the first week you keep the book with you at all times. That's what I did. I always had it with me so that if I had a question like, I don't know, any specific thing I couldn't remember if it was allowed, if it was approved or not, I had the book with me so that I could confirm. Now I pretty much have it memorized. But yellow container, those are carbs. Those are my favorite, one of my favorite containers. And just so you know, beans, they're carbs. So they're listed here in the carbs. So you got to watch that for all the Latins out there that love rice and beans. You got to watch your carb intake when it comes to eating rice and beans. Let's say blue container, that's also one of my favorites. It's the fats, avocado, cheese, raw nuts. So everything is listed here for you. That's why I suggest take the book with you. For things like nuts, it gives you even exact quantity of nuts that you can have that count as a blue container. And then orange container is either raw seeds, raw chopped nuts. I'm not sure why there's a differentiation there. Olives, and then you have dressings. So if you're gonna eat a salad, you can put your dressing inside the orange container and take it to work or take it wherever, and you know that that's how much you can have. Remember that you can overeat with healthy food, and that's how Autumn Calabrese came up with this system, because her clients at the gym were eating salads that were this big and had like 1 million calories and they weren't losing weight. It's because people think that salads are healthy, but sometimes they're not. They're full of stuff that make you gain weight. And then we have teaspoon. We have, those are nut butters. They even tell you it goes into like free foods like Tabasco sauce and herbs, flavor extracts, what things you can put in the seasonings, and also what you can add to your water for flavor. There's a whole page in all of these books on coffee and tea and what is allowed and what is not allowed. That's why I need you guys to really read these booklets, highlight or put post-it notes on the pages, because if it's not in this book, it's not allowed. That's the general guide, and that's how I explain it. Bars, like, I don't know, what are those bars? I don't eat bars, so I don't know, but there's bars out there you buy at Publix. Those are not allowed. Those are not in this book. For emergency purposes, if it's an extreme emergency, then fine. I would count it as probably a yellow, a carb and a protein. But if it's not in this book, it's not allowed. That's the general rule of thumb. And every plan obviously has its own set of food lists. They're basically the same. I know that as the food plans have matured throughout the years, some things, especially Hispanic items, ingredients like yuca, and which is cassava, I think in English, those things have been added into the books. So I think BOD has the latest one. So make sure that you're up to date. Choose 5 of your favorites from each group and then buy those, and then you can mix and match. The next thing, hold on. Okay, so that's that. Does anybody have questions at this point? I don't want to keep going. I want to answer any questions that you may have on the containers or the the caloric brackets or the formula? No? No questions? Okay. It's also worthy to note that there are recipes at the end of every booklet. Every plan actually has different recipes. So if you want to go on Beachbody On Demand and search through the different programs and look for recipes that you like, you can do that. There's also Fixate, which is an actual show on Beachbody On Demand with Autumn and her brother, where they have created Fix approved recipes that you can make at home that are, more advanced than the ones in the booklet, but that gives you more options. Don't forget resources. I love when people are resourceful. Google is like your best friend. You can find 1,001,000 recipes on Pinterest that are Fix approved that other coaches have posted. I also shared with you a link to some of my favorite slow cooker recipes. I post my recipes on Instagram, so if you guys follow me, and most of you do, you can pick up my recipes there. But I actually created a Google Doc with some of my favorite, so that you guys can make those. The key with this is just the first week is to get basic, the way I would approach it. Basic recipes the first week. Once you have mastered the containers, then you can get creative. I don't want you to get too complicated the first week and drive yourself crazy because you can't do the counts or you're confused. Keep it basic the first week, and then you can start introducing more creative recipes on the second week. As far as the containers, the way it works is you can pack the food into the container and then you dump it on your plate. If it fits, you can have it. If it overflows, you can't have what's overflowing. You got to cut that section off. And what this is going to do in the future is when you put it on your plate, it's going to teach you portion sizes. So in the future, you don't have your containers, and I'm sure that she's shaking her head because I know that she says yes. You already know because you've seen it on your plate so many times that you know that that's the correct portion size, more or less. And that's the key to keeping the weight off and to establishing new eating habits. Because let's be honest, as kids, I believe that we're all taught clean your plate, and that kind of messes up the signal with your stomach and your brain that says, I'm satisfied, I don't need to eat anymore. And as adults, we continue those habits and we don't know when to stop. We eat until the point where we're so full that our stomach hurts, and it's not healthy. And this will help you bring it back to a place where it's manageable, where you're eating what's necessary, and it'll help you succeed in the long run. I'm sure you guys are all wondering about alcohol and drinking. It's up to you. I would prefer that you keep it to a minimum. If you really want results, why not go 21 days without doing it? I've done 60. I was in the Hammer and Chisel test group. I went 60 days without touching one drop of liquor, and I got amazing results. It is totally possible. The first week is the hardest. But if you do drink, it counts as a carb. So if you know that you're going out at night, this is the way I approach it. If you know you're going out at night and you're going to drink wine or vodka, which are the two best options, you take out one of your carbs throughout the day and replace it with your drink. The wine obviously fits, whatever fits in the yellow container, that counts as one serving. According to Autumn, she told me this herself, 2 vodka club sodas equals 1 yellow. So 2 vodka club sodas, obviously a decent serving, not like a triple or a double serving, but a regular serving, 2 of them equal 1 yellow. So that obviously vodka is a better option. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Also juice and milk is also in here. I honestly don't recommend milk. I don't like milk. Milks are also a yellow. I prefer to eat my carbs than to drink them in the form of milk or juice. So make sure that you read the replacement container groups. That's another big page, because you need to know how many times a week you can have milk. And let's talk about Shakeology for a second. Shakeology is a red. Okay, it's a red container. Even though it's packed with vegetables and superfoods and dense nutrition, it counts as a protein serving. Please blend your Shakeology. You can go on Google, and I believe when you receive your first package, correct me if I'm wrong, you should have received a calendar with recipes.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I didn't know if they still did that. Okay. Make sure that you review those and maybe circle ones that you want to try. I drink my Shakeology with water. I do not add milk ever do I add milk to my Shakeology. I'm pretty much a one recipe kind of person. I drink regular chocolate with peanut butter and banana and Power Greens, which is a Shakeology boost, almost every day. I want you to test. Here's the thing. The first time I drank Shakeology, I tried mixing it in a cup and with a spoon, and it was horrible. It tasted like pudding. It was disgusting. But every day I tried different ways of making it. I added more water. I took away water. I added more ice. I played around with it until I found what I like. I know that I like 10 ounces of water. I like 2 cups of ice because I like it to be really cold and icy. But that's my personal preference. So I need you to have an open mind and really each day try different things and see what is your perfect recipe. Remember that Shakeology is for your health. It is something that's going to help you feel better. It's going to help with digestion. I know how many women have problems with going to the bathroom. It'll help you in that area. For me, it helps with cravings. I love chocolate. It gives me my chocolate fix every day. And it just has helped me. And I've been drinking it for 6.5 years. So, and my kids drink it. We rarely get sick. I know that it works. So I'm going to let, I forgot how to say your name again. You're going to, Aixa. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I want to say it different. Okay, I'm going to let her explain to you really quickly because she has a really, really powerful story with Shakeology so that you guys can see what it can really do.
Okay, so I started Shakeology and Core de Force. Well, I started actually with 21 Day Fix back in December because like I told Becky before, I went to the doctor's office just for my annual checkup. My numbers, my blood sugar was high. I was like borderline, like diabetic. And I was like, no, you're not getting me like a regular client here. I got to do something. So I approached Becky, which I was following on Instagram for a long time. And in one of those invitations for the challenge group, I just decided, no, I got to do this. I got to see what exactly it is about. And actually, I had been a Beachbody client before. But, just different reasons, I decided not to keep doing it. Big error, big mistake. But I'm back for good. So the thing is, I was having issues with my stomach, with my digestive system, like for years, more than 10 years actually. I have a hiatal hernia and I have GERD, like the gastric acids all the time. So I was doing CrossFit before. I knew that with exercise, I could control that pretty much, but it wouldn't go all the way. And with Shakeology and the containers, what I found is like making this balance, following the plan just like it is depicted in the book. Everything went away. It's like I'm not doing my medication anymore because I don't need it. I just need something regularly. If I go, like a slice of pizza or something like that, I have to be prepared. But it's not as bad as it was before. So since January, I haven't needed my medication anymore. I've lost 11 pounds total. Um, about, I think, like 7 inches altogether, probably more. I had my measures taken this morning, and I lost a little bit more. I feel energized all the time. Um, I don't need to take naps in the afternoon as I used to. What else? More energy. I'm obsessed with the program because they work, guys. This is designed to work along with the nutrition. If you follow it, you will get results. They are guaranteed. I can tell you that. Sometimes we don't see like quick changes, but don't get disappointed. Don't get desperate. You are getting better. Believe me. Even if you don't see it in the scale, you're gonna see it in your measures. You're gonna see it in the way you feel.
That's right.
And you're not alone. With this group, you will see you're not alone. We all have the same problems, the same issues, and the same goals. And it's not easy. We do it the hard way. And something I really wanted to tell you is, especially in the beginning, what I like to do when I get in something to something, I just go all the way. I do even the Beachbody blog to stay on top of, all those news. Even today, I read something about a change in the, how you were saying about the color coded. There are certain changes and the foods that I incorporate. Well, this morning, actually, I saw one of those. Go to Pinterest, stay in touch with Twitter, with everything. I just, this soak in all this information and just do it. We're all here together in this, and believe me, it's gonna. And it's also a long-term goal. It's you're gonna have your short-term achievements, but I know, and I'm being realistic. I want to see. What I really want to see is how am I going to look and feel in 1 year from now. That's my goal. But of course, I look at myself in the mirror. My clothes, everything is different. My pictures, everybody notices it. It's amazing. And believe me, I'm not going back. I feel so good now, so healthy, so energized. It's amazing. You can see this room. I've converted it into my little gym, and it's great.
You're glowing.
Yes, I am. I'm very happy. Believe me.
I love everything she said because it's all true. This is a long-term commitment. Guys, I've been doing these programs for 8.5 years. It's going to be 9 years in June that I started P90X after my son Jake was born. And I was a gym rat. So a lot of you came from the gym and maybe we're not seeing the results that you wanted. This is the real deal. You just got to do it. And I think, and I don't think I know 100% that the true success comes with the nutrition side. The fitness, you're going to work hard. You got to show up every day. You got to follow the schedule. You got to do what it takes. Push yourself. Especially if you're doing hammer and chisel, make sure you're tracking. And I'm going to share with you guys, please, on YouTube. I have a whole playlist on Masters Hammer and Chisel because I was in the test group. So I was filming all these videos when it was about to release. So a lot of tips on equipment and tracking. Make sure you have a notebook where you're tracking everything that you do every day so that you're pushing yourself and lifting heavier weights, because you want to avoid the plateau. You got to push harder. That's just the way it is. So make sure that you're tracking. Even with 21 Day Fix, you can write it down so that next time you know, well, this was too easy. I got to step it up the next time and do a heavier weight. That's how you see results with Beachbody, and it's the commitment. Plus, you have me and you have Aixa here. We're here to help you succeed. So rely on us. Engage in the group. That's so important too, is that, and I'm sure she'll tell you, maybe at first you're going to feel weird about checking in and posting your pictures, but it's like committing to the program. It's just part of the process. You get used to it. It becomes a habit. Selfies become a habit. Like I take a picture every single day. I do that because I want you guys to see that I am consistent. that I show up every single day, that you can be like me, and we can do this together, and we can rock this challenge group with all of our commitment. And as a community, we're working together to reach your goals. Okay. So any questions now, please? Anyone? Christy, Nadia, Lauren, anyone? Oh, so I'll share. I know some of you are doing hammer and chisel. I'm going to share the playlist link also, so you can start watching those. It's a fantastic program, but you got to push hard. I'm telling you now, it's going to push you hard. The next thing, hold on. Nadia, you want to say something?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. I was just wondering if you can tell us a little bit about the app and what exactly we're going to have to be posting every day.
Okay, so the app is awesome because it allows you on your side to track your own progress. So you can post daily pictures if you want, so that then you can compare them at the end. I do want you guys right now at the beginning, do your pictures, all angles, have someone take it for you in good lighting. You don't have to wear a bikini. You can wear a workout outfit, shorts and a tank top or whatever. Something that shows your body. Measurements, take your measurements. The booklets, all the booklets tell you where to do it. And I also have a video on that. What else? Oh, weigh yourself and all of that, because you want to always be able to look back and see your progress. So that's number one. Get your profile set up and get all your measurements and all your data set up before you start. Number two, what I want is daily interaction. That's the goal of this. The reason why Beachbody is special, Team Beachbody is special, is because of this system, this community, the challenge groups, the support, the accountability that we provide. But you got to show up in the group. So what I like to see, and what Axia does, is she posts daily workout pictures. She takes a picture of Shakeology, she posts it. She takes pictures of her food, she posts it. She takes pictures after her workout, she posts it. And then if you have questions, you have concerns, you have a problem, you don't feel like working out, you want to celebrate something, share it with a group, because that's how bonds, like friendships, are made in the group. You're going to see these people continue on to other challenges together. So the more you participate, the more accountable you feel to the group. I've seen it happen. There are days when I don't want to work out. There are days when other people don't want to work out, but they see their friends in the group working out and they're like, oh, I got to do it. That's why the system works, and that's why we continue to do it, because that's the magic behind all of this, is the coaches, and it's the support amongst the peers. So I would ask you, I know that was a long answer, but if you could check in, if you can check in once a day with something, a picture. We would love to see your smiling face every single day. Or what you liked about Shakeology, or maybe you tried a new recipe, share it with us. You know, we're all about sharing information and learning new things from each other.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. The groups are special, guys. And let me tell you, we used to run these groups on Facebook, and yeah, they were good, you know, but this app allows so much more. Like, as on the coaching side, I can see that who's working out. I can see how many days consecutive you've worked out. I can see if you've drank your Shakeology every day. If someone tells me they're not seeing results and I'm not seeing any activity, I know exactly why they're not seeing results, because they're not doing the work. So this it's a tracking tool for you and me to be able to see what you're doing, if you're really staying on track, and it's just very helpful. And I love that you can actually track your own stats there, and you know, it's a place, a home for you to keep your personal information while you go through the journey. Okay. The next thing I want to mention, I have a lot of things running through my head because this is like my favorite. Fitness and nutrition are like my favorite things in the world. As far as starting on Monday, what I would suggest is plan ahead, have your designated workout spot, have a designated time in which you're going to work out. If it's first thing in the morning, stick to that. If it's after work, stick to that. Don't be wishy-washy, because then you're not establishing a habit, and that's what we're here to do, is establish a habit. So make sure that you go in with a plan, that you know exactly when you're going to do it, that you post your schedule somewhere where you can, or have it on your phone so that you know what you're doing that day, so that you can plan ahead. For each schedule, you can get it online. If you Google search any of the programs, you can download it on BOD. If you bought the DVDs, it'll come with your package. But make sure that you have it somewhere where you can see it, and don't change the schedule, please. I am a very, 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 very rule follower. That's me. I like to stick to a schedule. If it gives you an option, because Hammer and Chisel does give you options that you can, with the extra DVDs, you can replace workouts. But if it tells you to do Hammer Power and abs, then that's what you have to do. So that's why I like for you to, especially the day ahead, maybe look at what you're doing tomorrow. So if it's a longer workout, you can allow yourself time to get everything in. To me, fitness is like brushing your teeth. It's like an appointment with yourself. So schedule your workout time and make it a non-negotiable. For those of you who have kids, I mean, I've trained mine over the last 9 years. They know, they've watched me. Yes, I've struggled with them clinging on me and having to pause a million times when they were small. But you know what? Now they're big, and they know that they can sit and watch me if they want. Sometimes they work out with me. Sometimes they cheer me on. But they know that this is our lifestyle. Like, we're active. This is what we do. We work out. Mommy works out. And we stay active together. So for me, one of the most beautiful things about what we do as coaches and as a network is I can affect, I can affect her, and then she affects the whole family, and then she goes and finds another one, and then that person affects that family, and little by little, we're changing families all across the country and in Canada and Puerto Rico. And I think that that's what's special about what we do. So it's a grassroots effort to change the obesity trend in the United States. All right, let me talk one more thing, and then if you guys don't have any more questions, we'll wrap up. But here's in my meal plans that you received, that I sent you via email, you'll see how I break down my meals, okay? And you are free to design your meals however it works out for you. If you want to have Shakeology in the morning as breakfast, go for it. If breakfast, what I usually tell my clients is replace the meal that you have the most trouble with. That's the one that you should have Shakeology. So if you don't have time in the morning, then make your Shakeology and drink it while you're driving to work. But make sure that your second meal of the day is breakfast, like a real true breakfast, and that you've packed it and that you're ready to go. This is my philosophy, and this is how I attack my meals. I like to spread out my containers throughout the day. And I think I made a video about this, which I'll share. I have so many videos on YouTube about food so now, after many, many years, I actually eat vegetables at breakfast. For a long time, I couldn't do it, but I have evolved. And with practice, you start to evolve and you start to like new things. I try, my mission at breakfast is to have a protein, 1 carb, sometimes 2 vegetables at breakfast, because in my calorie bracket, there are 4 vegetables. So always a carb, always a protein, 2 vegetables sometimes, maybe half a blue, depends, because, with the fats, you got to conserve them. So sometimes I'll have half and leave the other half. But I don't like to leave all the big groups till the end of the day, because the philosophy is that your breakfast should be your biggest meal of the day, and the meal should get smaller, progressively smaller as the day goes on. So dinner should actually be your smallest meal. My mid-morning snack is my Shakeology. Lunch, protein, carb, a vegetable. And then depending if it's a salad, then I'll have an orange or I'll have a blue. But look, there's always a protein, vegetable, and a carb in lunch, breakfast, and dinner. That's the way I space it out so that I'm not overloading any one meal and getting too full in one meal. So that's something that you need to look at in my meal plans and see how you can bring in things throughout the day, space them out so that your meals are kind of the same size. If you want them to be the same size, that's fine, but that you're not putting 2 carbs at night or, you know, or leaving 2 proteins for dinner. I don't like that. I think that's too much. So that's the way I attack it. Does anybody have questions about that?
I don't have a question, but I'm gonna tell them about that. Sometimes, you know, in the beginning it was hard for me, like let's say mostly after, you know, like in the afternoon, at night, like to put the last portions there. But I just wanted to stress that to follow the plan the way it is. If you have this amount of the blue ones or the red ones, the purples, do them. I mean, don't leave anything behind, because you need that energy, you need that balance. This is designed, it's balanced. You need those fruits, you need all of that. They did all the hard work. You don't have to count calories anymore. They have designed that for you guys. So even if you don't feel like, you know, just try to put that fruit there. You know,
I agree.
During the day, I spread them. I put them in the, you know, in my snacks. Sometimes after the lunch, I put another one, and always in my Shakeology.
Always.
And you know, that way I don't feel, I never lack energy for the workouts, even for the quarter fours that need more energy. It's just you're jumping and doing so many things. You need that energy. So even if you feel like you don't need to eat anything, try to put it there, because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. And then, like Becky said in the beginning, that first bracket, stay away from that. You really want to do, you know, that second bracket. And the other thing is that what they say, especially in quarter four, don't feel guilty or don't feel bad, or don't feel stressed if you go a little bit more. You know, that you're putting a little bit more calories today than yesterday. It
all balances out.
Correct. It doesn't. On the contrary, sometimes if you eat a little bit more, that triggers something in your body to start working. You know, that your metabolism a little bit faster. So don't stress on that. It's gonna work. Everything's gonna work. Just get used to it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get a grasp of this eventually. So you know, just start, like Becky said, simple in the first week, and you know, little by little, just be progressing and getting used to everything.
Absolutely, like what she said, and that's a great point. Right now, it's new and it's may feel uncomfortable, just like the fitness program is gonna be uncomfortable. But doing it every day and committing to it and making sure that you get in all your containers is so important, because you may feel full the first week, but your body will start to adjust, and then it's gonna catch up, and you're gonna reverse all of that metabolic damage that you probably have done in the past, and you're gonna feel amazing. But commit to it, because I'm telling you, it works. When I did hammer and chisel for the first time in the test group, I had like 10 pounds to lose, and I could have said, oh no, I'm going to do bracket 1 because, you know, and a lot of people did that. I'm going to do bracket 1 because I have to lose 10 pounds. But I knew that wasn't going to work for me because I had tried it once and it didn't work. So I'm like, I'm going to go bracket 2. I tried to warn everybody, all the women. They didn't listen to me. So the ones that didn't listen, they all plateaued. And here I am with all this energy to do hammer and chisel, which you need a ton of energy because it's really, really taxing on your body. I committed to getting every single container in, and I got amazing results. So commit to the process, just do it, trust it. It's tested over and over again. These programs, are, believe me, they're tested over and over again with tons of people. I've participated in this one. It works. You just have to show up and commit to the process and do it and trust the process. Okay. It's not your body's not going to turn around in the first week. You got to commit long-term and just see it through. So that's basically it. So does anybody have any other questions? Lauren? Hi, Lauren. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
There we go.
There.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hi.
Okay. Question. Michael wants to know, can he make his Shakeology the night before and put it in the fridge?
Yeah.
Because he gets up at 3:30 in the morning. He doesn't want to run a blender at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I think you can. I've had people who do that. You
Okay.
have to like put it in, maybe in the shaker cup that Beachbody one sends, the Shakeology one, so that he can mix it up, because you know how things, they settle and then,
Right.
yeah. But I don't think that's a problem. But obviously keep it in the refrigerator.
And then second question, sorry.
Yeah.
We're on the BOD, the Beachbody On Demand package.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to do the P90X and I'm going to do the 21-day fix. Is that going to be an issue for tracking for you?
No, he has his own account.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. No problem. That's where I started P90X. Long time ago. Perfect. Yeah. This group is open with fitness. Okay. So everybody pick the program that suits your goals. Oh, that's another thing. Before we go, before Monday, write down, and you can add it to the app, I think. Write down your goals, your short-term goals, your long-term goals, and what you want out of this, the 21-day period, like our challenge group. After this group is over, I can extend it, believe me, or we can jump into, we'll start another one. But I want to know what you want to accomplish in these 21 days and what your commitment level is. Like I said, in 21 days, you can make huge strides if you commit. So that means not letting yourself fall into old habits and not letting oh, I can have French fries today. This is a commitment of 21 days. You can do it. You're strong. You can do it. Hi, Nadia. Good to see you.
Hi. I just figured out how to use it.
Yeah. Do you have a question? No?
Oh, me? No, I'm okay.
Okay. Oh, one more thing for the hammer and chisel people. Guys, the schedule, once you look at it, the schedule is 3 days on, right? So it starts, obviously the schedule is designed to start on Monday. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the rest day is on the 4th day of every week, 4th day. That means that if you start Monday, your rest day always lands on Thursday. If that doesn't work for you, if you want your rest day to be Sunday, because that's where I like my rest days, my day one is always on a Thursday. Okay, so you could scratch out the days at the top and rewrite them. But if you want to have rest days on Sundays, then you need to start day one will be on Thursday. Just a heads up.
I have my calendar right here. Let me show
Yeah,
you.
I didn't like the fact that I had to rest on Thursdays.
Yes, that's what
see, she rewrote the days at the top.
Yeah, on top. 3 weeks, yeah.
So that's just a side note. So think about that. Review the schedule. See what your weeks are like. Maybe Sundays are good or not, or maybe Thursdays are good for you. Whatever. I just want you to be aware of the schedule and what it entails. 21-day fix is 7 days a week. Country heat, I think, is 6 days. Quarter force is 6 days with an active recovery on Sunday. What other programs? 21-day fix extreme is 7 days a week for 21 days. And I don't know. Guys, I have a ton of knowledge with these programs. I've done 18 Beachbody programs, and I've done a lot of them several times over. So if you have specific questions on form, technique, you want me to look at something, maybe you think you're doing it wrong, film a video, send it to me, text it to me, email it to me, post it in the group, and tag me, and I'll look at it. I can find modifications for you. I know a lot about form and technique, so I can help you on that side as well. My goal here is to get you results without getting hurt. Obviously, we don't want any injuries. So please lean on me. I'm here to help you. And that's it. That's all I had for you. So no other questions? I wish, Lauren, can you get back on so I can take a picture of screenshot of us all smiling? There you go. All right, ready? Everybody smile. 1, 2, 3. All right, got it. Okay, well, thank you guys. I will post I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, and I will post the link tomorrow so that if you wanna go back and listen to any specific section, and then let me know if you have any other questions. But I think we covered a lot of the important stuff. I do have, like I said, on YouTube, I have a ton of videos on hammer and chisel and other videos under the 21-day fix playlist, tips. So you can go in there and look for more stuff that I've said about nutrition and fitness, and, you know, use the internet. The internet is a huge, huge resource. TeamBeachbody.com is a huge resource. You've got articles and recipes and a lot of stuff that you can find. Autumn, follow Autumn on YouTube. She also has a lot of great content on her YouTube channel and other recipes and tips on preparing food. So the information is out there. Just take a few minutes, do some searches on YouTube or Google, and you're gonna find a ton of material to help you through this challenge. And I'm very, very excited to work with you all. Is that it? It's great to see everybody. All right, guys. Well, I mean, I think we're running on an hour. Yeah, almost. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for taking the time to jump on. And on Monday, we're hitting the ground running.
Yes.
All righty.
Well, have a good night, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, wait. Stop the recording.